In this fight, I like Dustin, but in this fight, I think there is more chances on the side of Islam.
This dude could fight. This dude relies in wrestling we trust, and that's exactly what he does. You know, takedown defense, 91%. Jesus. Upon my return, I had 100. Now I don't know what the hell I'm down to, but either way, nobody's really attempted to take down Islam. The more I think about it too, this man has fought the tougher competition. So all these stats, so, you know, Islam will be tested against a guy like that. You know, these guys have fought only one opponent that I could think of, that they're both the same guys, Charles Oliveira. Charles Oliveira was able to submit him, and he was able to submit Charles Oliveira. But now, the moment of truth, who is it that I would give the edge to? Man, Dustin Poirier, he's loved by the people. I'm a fan. He's got crazy power. Does he belong in the UFC Hall of Fame induction? 100%. But you cannot count out the guy who's only lost one time. The guy who has a freaking amazing team, and a guy who really dedicates his life to the sport of mixed martial arts. And his name is Islam Makhachev.
Well, that fight might go. I think that fight can go two ways. I don't think it's going to a decision. I think it's clearly two ways. Or Dusty will knock him out. I think that will be the play. I don't think the guillotine is going to work, but I think Dustin Poirier really can knock him out, or Islam can get a submission finish, you know, like maybe Sakurao taking the back, or a Kimura or something like that. I think those are the scenarios, right? It can be a war, it can be a 4 or 5 rounds war. I don't see going to 5 rounds, but it can go, you know, if Islam don't get a finish, if Dustin maybe, you know, hurt those legs a little bit, hurt him with the hands, I think Dustin has a chance. And based on the facts, you know, that I showed to you guys right here, I think my final prediction will be Islam Makhachev by submission on the 3rd round.
I see like Islam gonna try to push him to the cage to take him down and try to hold him, submit him. And but if he couldn't do that, if he can't do that, it's gonna be dangerous. If he wants to box him, I think Dustin Poirier in a different level. Like his punch, his speed, like he can knock him out very, very fast. So that's why Islam gotta try to take him down right away. So yeah, and for me, the favorite is Islam on this fight.
I gotta go with the diamond, man. I've been following Poirier for a minute. I'm a big fan.
How about Dustin and Makhachev? You know, I think Dustin can do him. Yeah, I think Dustin does him, knocks him out. I think the things that Makhachev does wrong, as you know, the things he's not good at, he fumbles over his feet usually early on and falls into shots. He's been knocked out by a back check hook from a southpaw before inside the UFC, and you know that's one of Dustin's best shots. If Dustin's ever going to do it, it'll be this time. You know, obviously Dustin does his things bad also that feed into Makhachev's strengths. So it's going to be a good fight to see which one shows up, but it's all to play for. There is no clear favourite in it. And, you know, if you look at Dustin's last fight, he was getting manhandled by Benoit Saint-Denis. And he stayed, you do it, and he stayed with it. And then caught him, you know, got back to his feet, stayed with it, and landed his shot. So if ever, you know, yeah, that's great experience to be going into this bout. If there's ever a chance for him to get it done, this will be it. Who do I wish for? Who would I like to see? You know, either or. I have history with both.
I do know Islam will be, you know, prepared for this, ready for this. I don't think he's going to take too much risk on the feet because Dustin Poirier's got great hands, got great striking. I don't think he's going to play that. Can he get the finish, Islam? Yes, I think your best option here. And again, this is no disrespect to Dustin. I think he's a great fighter. Again, this is always hard because I like all the fighters. I've got to pick a winner. But I think Islam is that good where it's going to be a finish. I think it's going to be a submission finish.
Can't allow Poirier to be the champion of the esteemed division in the UFC. It just doesn't make any sense. So that would ruin its stock a little bit. Actually, the division stock would lower if Poirier won. Even if you think star power-wise, you'd be a bigger name. Dustin Poirier's had a fucking hip replacement, guys. He's not beating Islam Makhachev. I only just realized that on paper. He actually had to have his hip fused or some shit, some plate put into his hip during when he had to pull out the Nate Diaz training camp. And since then, he hasn't been able to kick and doesn't turn his hips. He's always square. It's kind of crazy that he's still winning. It actually is, yeah. It actually is. He's had a fucking hip replacement. He's still fucking winning. Insane. Insane. But yeah, he can't turn his hip. You'll never see Poirier turn over a kick, ever. Everything will come from a square stance, which leaves him open to double legs the way Dan Hooker received it from Makhachev.
And Dustin Poirier is a black belt. But he is. He is a Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu black belt, bro. What do you mean, please?
So what he did when he catch his arm, he go to the do what is this, brother?
Grammy roll.
Black belt? Who give him, brother? We have to check that moment. And we have to cancel, brother, many black belt because
why?
They make the jiu-jitsu, look bad.